It's going well, we like the same type of music, we were talking about moving in together, the discussion of rings, so I'm just really happy.
Yeah, no, we are done. We are through. She still live with ex-boyfriend. Unacceptable. Mental. She needs mental help. I cannot be with somebody like that.
And yeah, I paid for a few things. I paid for his rent, we travel out of town and stuff. But I mean, like, what's the big deal? Like, people do.
I have my own money. Me, real man. I work best restaurant in town. You show me your finances, I show you my finances.
Totally healthy. I haven't touched cocaine since July 8th. I mean, that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
She at my house last night and do the coke.
Beauty bump. Hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's around. Say hi, Mark.
Hey everybody!
And this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. I'm actually having coffee today. Breakfast blend something, and almond milk, and a little bit of stevia, I think. Good stuff. A little cool, not hot coffee. So I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is safe. Look after yourselves. Look after the folks around you during these increasingly interesting times that have been experiencing, I suppose. We are going to catch up today with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantopolis, the Chantal Show, and Foodie Beauty again. We haven't had a name change in a while. Are we due? Are we overdue? I don't know. We'll see. So, going back to last week, we covered a few bullet points. We kind of broke it down into Foodie Beauty, the businesswoman, the lover, the friend, and we talked about those different parts of her life and kind of how the content from last week fell into those categories. So we talked about her businesswomen's experience as far as her channel doing very financially well over the last month. We talked about her experience as a lover with her and Natter, as far as that's been going off and on, and apparently off at the moment, but it's early in the day. And being a friend, because Pete's has gotten drawn into the line of fire between Chantal and Natter, because they're on again, off again, whatever. And Natter has a hard-on for Pete's because Pete said something that Natter didn't like, and I don't know. Now he doesn't want Chantal living with Pete's. Made it sound like if and when they move out together, but kind of sounds like he doesn't want her living there now at all, and that nobody would be okay with that. And that's not entirely unreasonable, but we'll talk a little bit later. Pete's finding his nerve last week. I love it. I love Pete's finding his nerve. So this week, we're actually going to talk about just a couple different things, because it was very busy. There was a lot of crap. There was a couple things that I didn't care to be said. And frankly, as I was reviewing, I got kind of sick of it and turned off the last couple videos. Now, I am catching the last live that she had, which is now, where they're outside in public, and it's with Pete's, not Natter. So, they're out having a good time right now. Okay. So, abnormal normal. This is the cycle. Those of us who follow Foodie Beauty, Chantal, and have if you followed for about a year, maybe 6 months. Now, this relationship has developed its own cycle within the circle of life that is Foodie Beauty's channel. She had one with her mukbangs and her eating that was pretty predictable. Healthy eating, and then cooking healthy meals at home for mukbangs, and then only ordering from Pita Pit, because that's healthy, and then we go up, and then next thing you know, we're at Red Lobster again, and it goes on a loop. So the mukbangs and the eating used to have a pattern. Then this relationship, if you can call it that, started developing a similar pattern. I love you, I hate you, we're back together, we're not back together, we're keeping it to ourselves, we're not going to tell the world, we're going to tell the world. And it goes on a loop. It seems to cycle around payday. A lot of stuff in their relationship seems to circle around drugs and money. And the first night they hung out, they did drugs. I mean, I don't imagine it's easy to pull that memory apart. What's your first sober memory of Natter? Has it happened yet? Let us know. Chantal, comment below. Please, please, please. Break up, friends with benefits. It's nobody's business. And then you get caught in a lie. And then there's some tears. And then you tear people to shreds. Someone reactor. There's always a reactor that will catch her in a fib somewhere. And it's not a lie. It's that she changed her mind, of course. And then she'll rip into the reactor or reviewer, whoever it was who brought that up. And there'll be chaos over there. And then there'll be some other smoke bomb to disappear too. There'll be some other place to go to distract from that lie. It's a hustle. It's a good hustle. She's been doing it for a long time. I mean, it works. It apparently builds a channel, a high quality channel, a product to be proud of. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a growing channel. Into what? I don't know. So we've been on this whole cycle with Dude for about 6 months now, more or less. And when he's back in her life, okay, no one's happy for her when he's back in her life. If this is such a good decision. Now she gets defensive because this is her stamping her feet. Mama, I love him. He's a bad boy kind of thing. I don't know who this great they in her life is. The they with the capital T, who are trying to tell her what to do, and that this is somehow her stab at freedom of this is what I'm going to do with my life and no one's going to make my decisions for me. So the first one I go to make about dating, this is what shows up. This dude is what's going to fill the void. And then the ring? Okay. See, the thing is, people don't like it and they don't like hearing about it because she's not happy with him. Like, she's not happy with him at all. And she just complains for hours live about it. And then people are usually in the chat, because it's her VIBs, there's not too many open chats anymore, will say, good, we support you. Stay home with us. Sounds like a good idea. Don't go back out. I suspect she may have been traveling, maybe impaired over the last week. There was some time she was in the car where I thought she looks a little too tired to be driving. I'll say that, not accusatory. I can observe someone being tired. I can't take their blood. So she looked a little tired to be driving a couple times. Little early for a smoke break, I know. So when people in the comments would be, in the chat would be saying, good, we're glad you're home. Hang out with us. Don't go over to Natter's. Who cares if you left your CPAP? I don't care if you left your last pair of underwear. Don't go. It's not worth going over there. And people are happy for her. And she's happy to have the company. And then when she wants to go to his place, she's dodgy as hell. Doesn't say where she's going. Goes because she knows she's going to get a face full of shit from the chat probably. And then comes back. And then people have nothing nice to say about it, you know. And she'll spin it like, you guys just don't want to see me happy is what it is. Well, you weren't happy in this situation this afternoon, you know. I think people want to be supportive. The people who, because there is, about all of us, no matter how filthy and awful, even with Nikocado, fucking avocado, ugh. There's people that like him just as he is, just the way he is, without condition. And love his content as such for the same reason. I can't fathom it, but it happens. The same would be true for Chantal. There's people who would support every single one of the decisions that she made, regardless. And with her life being her content, unfortunately, the comment section is going to be comments on her life choices because her life is the channel. So if we don't want to have anybody's input on our life choices, then we disable the comments, which has been done for a minute, at least. So I don't know. But at some point, like I said, everything on her channel is content, so everything's kind of fair game. But the gist you kind of get from Chantal when you're talking to her is, I don't know, let's say Mark. Let's say I called Mark and told Mark, somebody beat the crap out of me. And Mark, of course, would be very upset, you know. And then go over to the guy's house and kick his ass, because that's what real men do, right? And then the next day I call and Mark's like, how are you doing? Are you away from that terrible situation? I'm like, no, we're back together. He loves me. And then I get mad at Mark for caring and hang up. So on a much smaller scale, kind of taking the people who I'm using to vent to, the trauma dumping. That's a word that gets used a lot in her chat. You're trauma dumping. I have a large collection of PC and woke words that I use. Trauma dumping isn't one of them, but I think you get the idea from just the words that are used there. She comes on, dumps all her problems on everybody else. And then anyone who the day before was like, see, we told you Nader was kind of crappy. She's like, well, he's my king. I kiss his feet. Good God, woman. Get a grip. Now, proof of relationships seems to be something else that came up this week because they were having like a 2-day, where'd they go? They crossed the street. They went into, they're holding hands crossing the street to go to some coffee place. And she gets 2 coffees and he gets a peach thing and he's as chipper as ever. And I'm curious who paid. It's so weird for me to watch. It's very, very weird. I'm sorry if this is more conversational than it is analytical today, but as I'm watching it, I'm getting more and more, it's like, these are real human beings. Like, this is somebody's life. Like, this is their one and only given life, and this is the investment that's being made with it. I mean, I feel guilty wasting 2 hours of a Saturday afternoon sometimes because it feels like this is all a little bit silly for a video. Maybe I should do some other content, but I don't know. But the thumbnails, the screenshot, she's there, he's there with his coffee looking at the camera, and she's there looking at him like this, trying to be cute, trying to that. And then, how strong is a relationship if it ends every 4 days? It's not. It's not. I don't care if love doesn't fix everything. You can love him and never talk to him again. You can love him and not have him fuck up things at your house and not, you know... I got words for him in a minute. So anyway, the proof of this relationship, like a lot of things, Chantal seems to go like over the top. So there will be thumbnails about "Don't tread on me" on her community board, about how not everyone's all bad, people change. In 6 months, he was like this when you met him too. Like this, he was like this day one. I'll give the dude one thing: he's consistent. He's consistently awful, but he's consistent. You know, he may have, you know, pulled the wool over your eyes and made you think you were meeting a different kind of person. And then it's like, ta-da, it's actually this. But, I mean, he's been the same the whole time. And if we've all been watching, I think we understand he's not exactly the most honest person, and neither is she. So this gets funny at this point because I don't really have a skin in the game. I like to see, you know, I'm a you know, retired Catholic, but, you know, I like to see truth prevail and you know, the right side of everything comes out, because there's her version of it, there's his version of it, there's Pete's version of it, and then there's the truth. And I think, I don't know, Pete's might be close to what's really going on, but they would both lie to save face and make the other one look bad. So it's more of a shit show watching at this point, because the only person who has any real feelings that might be getting hurt at all, Chantal, a little, because she might have had some pride wrapped up in having a boyfriend. And Pete's, because he might feel housing insecure about what's going on. Nader said in one of his streams where he proclaimed his masculinity that he re-signed his lease. So he doesn't plan on moving. He's going to stay where he's at. So I'm surprised they had year leases in a house like that. I thought maybe they'd be month to month or something like that. But apparently he's going to stay, which means she's not going to move, which means Pete's isn't going to move. So, and the video I'm watching today, I have him in the background because she's doing a live now. They're going out to lunch. And then she's going to take him shopping. He went grocery shopping and they're going to eat. Pete's looks nice. He looks happy, and his cat just died. You wouldn't see me like this on camera if Bandit... Oh my God. If Bandit died a month ago, maybe after 3 months you'd see me on camera. In mourning. Like an old Sicilian widow, like Sophia, with the black down to here. Because I wouldn't be able to face the world. I just wouldn't. So, and her use of the word we over and over again. We this, we that, we don't like this, we don't like that. This is a couples thing, I think. I think she uses we as a way to reinforce to him subtly and to everyone else, it's he and I. We are together. It's not Chantal and Nader. It's them, they, us, we. She wants to use that first person we language, so she's part of something. And I think there's couples that do that. Sometimes it's really, you know, endearing. Sometimes couples have, like, things they do, like, oh, you know, we don't smoke. or oh, we always recycle, or we like our food cooked this way. The only time it's stupid is when one of the people in that relationship is so damn passive that the really obviously obnoxious, abrasive one says, oh, we, like at a restaurant, oh, we like butter for our toast. Can you get butter, please? Softened butter? We like it better that way. While the shriveling spouse is humiliated in the corner. Because the one who's, we like this and we want that. Don't we? Right, Tommy? You know who I mean. I don't gotta say shit, So, that's hard to watch in public. And watching it on TV is even a little more weird. But the meltdown that really did it for me this week was, okay. So shit started to get stirred up between Pete's and Natter. Now, for living situations, for anyone who's new, Chantal lives with Pete's, who is her ex-boyfriend. They broke up over 8 years ago because she had another 8-year boyfriend after him. So they don't date. They're just friends, according to Chantal, according to Pete's, and I don't think Pete's could bite his tongue. He'd probably say something. And then you have Natter over here as another part of that. And sometimes you just take a pause and go, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? I mean, all these people have nothing else going on. Like, not a one of them works except for Chantal now. And everyone needs a ride to go fight. Talk to me like real man. Okay, what time's the bus? So, in this latest thing that's going on with the conflict, I'm sorry, I'll trail back here. Natter doesn't like Pete's. Pete said some stuff that Natter didn't like called him an asshole and said he didn't like him and said he didn't care if he heard. So Natter's pride got hurt. Because, yeah, he got hurt. He had a boo-boo. And, from Pete's, if Pete's is getting good digs enough that you're talking about him for an hour, you're mad. You're mad. If you weren't upset, you'd blow it off. So Pete's got under his skin. So he went into Alive and talked all about how he didn't like Chantal anymore. She was crazy. She made everything up. She lied about the last time she did cocaine. It was actually the night before that live, which would have been within this week. She's live at the same time. So he's live in Alive, telling all this shit. She's live at the same time, trying to, in real time, fact check and diffuse any lies coming out of his mouth. It was really too much trouble, but it was interesting to see who's going back and forth. And the thing is, they both lie, okay, and exaggerate, and try to do manipulative things to get you into the lie. Each one wants to win you over on their side and to hate the other one too. When you're have no skin in the game, you kind of don't care. I don't care what happens to either one of them, really. I'd be more worried for Chantal and Pete's than Natter. I don't care what happens to him. But they aren't savvy street people. Look at these goobers. I mean, these aren't savvy street people. It's Chantal and Pete's. Are you kidding me? They wouldn't be safe. They wouldn't be okay. They need to, stay where they're at and not get into too much trouble. They're not built for it. They're not built for trouble like that. Though I don't think they'll have too much, to worry about. So, Pete's saying anything out of the side of his mouth to Natter makes Natter mad. And so when he goes off saying Chantal's crazy, and she's this, and she's that, and we'll see how long this one lasts, and she goes on and on and on and on and on. He goes on and on about her. He then starts to talk about Pete's, and how Pete's is not a real man. Because Pete's will talk shit over the internet and not face to face. So Natter had invited him over to, I guess, talk to him face to face. Because Natter couldn't get there on his own. It's probably a long walk to get there. Because, of course, Natter doesn't drive or have a car. Maybe for Christmas, if you're nice to Mama, she'll get you something. Maybe. You better be nice. The 21st is really close to the 24th in December. So, you never know. Mind your P's and Q's. This real man shit is real cute. This disgusting display of self-congratulatory masturbation is ridiculous. Real men do this. Real men do that. Real men are held up by their women's money. okay? You're gonna have a woman pay all your bills. Oh, she only paid this and she only paid that. If you made $8,000 a month, you wouldn't need anyone to pay any bills. And don't tell me the rent in that apartment is like 30% of that. Please. You can tell. You can tell it's not. No prospects, nothing going on. Do you speak French? That might open things up in Quebec or closer. His English is not outstanding, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't get a job. People who have minimal English skills in a place where English is the primary language can still find work depending on the level of proficiency they need to have. He's seems like he's probably working in the informal economy at the moment. So, number 2, because it's like that. So the thing that jumped out at me more than just Natter being what he is this disgusting display of self-centeredness and this need to prove I am a real man. You can face me face to face, real man. And the jail talk and the posturing and all that dumb shit. It's stupid. It's stupid. Nobody's impressed. Nobody's impressed, and nobody's really threatened either. Like, nobody cares. No one cares! So you can flex in the mirror, and the reason it looks like he's dating up in this situation, because you think, what the hell would she see in a man like that? Well, that's the point. She can kind of try to keep him under thumb, and I think she thought she was going to, but he has a little more of a backstory, perhaps, and it's not cool. I don't go for all the like PC, like I said, extra woke, hyper masculine, toxic, XYZ. Like, I'm not good with the language, and I don't think it's necessary to explain the fact that he's just really a self-centered, self-aggrandizing, thinks he can do no wrong, nothing is his fault, and pushed her into that situation and tried to make, I mean, it was a match made in heaven. Something was going to give between the two of them. They're too much alike in the wrong ways that they try to, I think, game each other back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He's a hustler. He told you he was in jail. He was a hustler. He's hustling now. Why should any of us think we're so special that if we know someone who's, and who has made no changes? It's not like he came out of jail and cleaned up his life and kept it moving. I mean, he's still living the lifestyle, even if he's not using drugs at all, hard drugs, any drugs. He still looks like he's living the lifestyle, And if you say you're not, who invites anyone over and has a friend throw a 50 at someone to take their top off? You know what I mean? Like this fake display of I have it so good and things are going good and people like me and this. Okay. Cut your ties and see how you do on your own. Let's see if Eggplant will bring in, the kind of money that Chantal brings in. You want to make Chantal money, you got to make your life a Chantal mess if you want to do that. You could cook. A lot of people cook and make it interesting. You can go on with your life. But don't be a dick about it, because it's not cute and nobody's impressed and nobody's scared. I worry for Pete's, because Pete's couldn't probably defend himself. And Natter seems like the kind of guy that would flip out over some dumb pride shit. Like he has any pride to be bruised anyway. When I look at him, I don't think, man, there's the picture of, pride, masculinity, and do-goodership, and, strength. Like, this is more of the kind of stuff I think about when I think about real men. So yeah, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, could you come hither, please?
Yeah, I can.
You can't be without Mark on another one.
Hey, everybody. Hello.
So I'm sure you were listening along a little bit.
I was.
Bits and pieces, because it's a lovely, lovely story to be told.
It is.
Did you have any thoughts you wanted to share? This week we kind of narrowed it down to this sham of a relationship and this shadow masculinity that's going on in it, and all the unhealthy stuff that's just poured into it.
Yeah, and what a sham it is. It truly is. It's, it is definitely not the definition of a healthy relationship.
No.
And, we need to, I definitely keep in mind how this relationship started. Come on, because all of this talk of, oh, I don't do drugs anymore, and he says, I'm not a drug dealer, all of that talk, not even just this week. Over the past few weeks, right? Mm-hmm. they met under those circumstances.
Yeah.
The first night they were together, it was a debauchery of drug use and filthy, disgusting sex and being paid to remove one's shirt and all this kind of crap. Okay, this is how this started. And, you know, apparently she was immediately in love. Now, was it in love with the man, the drugs, the lifestyle? What was it? You know, I don't know. The problem with this whole situation is that we cannot believe either one of them and what they say.
Yeah.
We can't. We only know what they tell us. And, you know, he made a few points in that live stream where he was upset at Pete's, you know. Go Pete's.
I'll learn how to take care of cats better, Pete. Rest in peace, Timbit. I hope the next cat is your forever cat.
Yes, me too. Yeah. But you know, in that one he made some points. Like he was like, you know, she paid for my rent one time. I paid her back after 2 weeks, but she neglects to say that. That very well could be true. We don't know that. She has admitted that she has continuously paid his rent.
Yeah.
You know, I bring in my own money. He's now calling YouTube his job. Okay. Whatever. I mean, that's fine. He claims that he works for the best restaurants. He brings home thousands of dollars every month. And furthermore, he can prove it, but you have to prove it first that you bring home a paycheck.
I'm not the one saying that I make $8 grand, but I'm living off a woman.
Right. But,
or a man,
you know,
or anybody. But like
the points that he were making could be true. They could be true. We don't know. Okay. And he said that, you know, we are through. I cannot be with a woman who, well, is living with their ex, you know. Now, they met under these circumstances. They also met under the circumstances that she lives with Pete's.
Yeah. He
accepted that. Although, at that time, was it a relationship or wasn't it? It wasn't on his side.
No,
you know.
He didn't seem to be concerned.
Now, the proper way, the proper healthy way that a relationship would unfold as the days and the weeks and the months, go on would be, as it gets a little more serious, you have conversations, you talk, you listen, you converse with each other and talk about your future and things that you like and things that you don't like. And yes, including things that you like and don't like about each other. And can you come to a compromise on these things? Like living with an ex, okay?
Yeah.
Like, if it was an issue, then you discuss it. I mean, the only thing I can say is I kind of side with him on the fact that if I were dating a person and it was getting serious, I mean, talking marriage, living with each other, talking future stuff, I don't know if I would be comfortable with, my partner living with their ex, living together. And I don't know if I would be comfortable living all three of us together if we're building a future together.
Yeah.
But
luckily, none of that's happening.
Yeah, right? But
build a future.
But you need to discuss it and talk about it. If you want to build a healthy relationship, it all comes down to trust, and love, of course, and communication.
Gotta talk.
And by communication, I don't mean talking to people on YouTube.
Yeah.
That day where they were both live.
What's he saying? What's she saying?
And again, she was sitting here saying to you, just when you think that it can't get any more interesting or any more pathetic.
She's fact-checking in real time what stuff he's coming with and they're coming with, and he said this and I paid that.
It is it's a sad situation. And again, it is just unfolding so publicly in front of everybody. It is really, I keep saying, why would you want to present yourself in that way? Now, if she is indeed making the amount of money that she's making, well, there's the reason right there. Why would she stop, right?
Yeah.
But she could make the same amount of money doing other things and presenting herself in a different light. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But it's not for me to understand. This is their lives. And if they want to live in this tumultuous, just unhealthy, toxic, negative environment, go for it. Do it. We're here. We have the popcorn. We're going to watch. I mean, because
But
Why wouldn't we?
But if that big toxic relationship spills over into the rest of our real world, the one the rest of us live in, and you hit my car, or Pete gets into a fight because
someone gets seriously hurt
because a real man comes over and wants to play with knives because he can't fight like a real man.
And this whole thing is still under the umbrella of drug use. She has not stopped. She's been using drugs this entire time. Whether he is her drug dealer or not is beside the point. It doesn't matter. He says she calls her, comes over there and asks him to get her drugs. And he says no. Okay, maybe it's true. How do we know the truth in this? How do we? We don't.
We don't.
All I know is we all know is what we see.
It's like one of those Believe It or Not shows on TV.
Exactly.
You watch the whole story all the way at the end, and it's like, okay, was that staged,
Believe it
or did it really happen?
Yeah,
and then it's like, fact, there is a real live woman named Chantal in Canada who eats her way into fame.
Yeah, right.
And purchases men.
Yeah.
Who don't like her.
I know. It's totally
If I was going to pay for a man, I'd get one who liked me.
Yeah, it's totally bizarre to me, but yes, the drug use is going on. You remove the drugs from the situation, it would look extremely different. Very, very, very different. I'm still concerned for her. I think she's going to hurt herself or somebody else. This, driving while live streaming, while beezing and eating is completely unacceptable to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's one thing that I am just really... We're so cautious when we film in the car. Oh my God. Well, first of all, we don't do drugs. We don't eat while we're doing it, And we always pick like a side street that nobody's on. It's
a lot of times it's like the long driveway we have.
Right?
It's like, well, we're on the road. And it's like, we're on the driveway.
But no, I think it's very dangerous, and I think it's completely unacceptable, especially this day and age. And especially for the number of times she's had close calls and the number of times she has been called out about it repetitively in her live streams, even by her VIBzers.
And when the smoke cleared, there was gonorrhea. Thank you, Mark.
You're very welcome.
Bye, everybody. So, where do we go from here? I don't know. I don't know. What a horrible life to say we've been broken up now. It's official. It's 4 days, and that feels like a long time. Broken up, but that but leaves the door open for everything. We're breaking up, but we're not together, but doesn't mean nothing. Unless Nader's sitting there at Thanksgiving dinner with her and her family, I wouldn't count on it. It's going into the next week. I'm keeping an eye on Pete's still. He's higher up on my radar. He looks not bad, considering that he might have been grieving. I told you, I'd be dead. I'd take a week off of work if the cat died. I mean, obviously, if a human died, I'd be very upset, of course. One I knew, or even in family, friends, whatever. But I'm only getting animal grief now, as I've never had a pet before. So he looks good. It's good that he's up. It's good that he's doing something. Chantal has a latent guilt or connection to Pete's that is there. I don't think that what Nader said, which is what she wants Pete's to live with us and we'll all live together. I don't know that that's what she said she wanted. She just probably didn't agree with what exactly Nader said he wanted. And so he went to the other direction and said, oh, she wants to live with me and her ex. And then you're just blowing shit to make yourself sound like you're the victim. I don't know. I hope she doesn't move in with him. That would be a really bad idea. But this could be a really good chance for Pete's. I would hate to see him have to leave a situation in the middle of something messy like this. But if he could find the resources, he can work from home. He's worked for a company from home. And he could find a place he could afford, maybe near a bus. And he could start over. He unfortunately doesn't have a pet at the moment. But, if he got settled somewhere and then maybe further down decided he wanted to get a little companion, he could do that. And Chantal could just go on with her life. You'll see who needs who more when she starts calling him in the middle of the night when he's moved out. Pete, something terrible happened. She'll have to show up on her. He can't drive. She'll have to go get him. This whole thing is all weird. All these people that don't like it, she'd have to drive them over to each other's houses if they were going to fight. Anyway, so like I said, I got towards the end of these videos this week and it was almost unwatchable because I was too infuriated about the fucking man, real man, manly man. See as he eats the banana with his feet, you fucking scrub. So, At any rate, thank you all for watching. We'll see where it goes. I'll be here for it. Thank you for tuning in and dealing with my right eye as well, and my vocal fry, as it were. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell on your way out so you get alerts when we have new videos and when we go live. You can follow us on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and contact information is listed below as well. Thank you again, and we will be going live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's our regular Sunday live. Pretty easy breezy. We have good mods, open discussion, open chat. Same few topics come up. Usually Foodie Beauty does, but some other stuff too. So if you're free, definitely stop by, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye. Say bye, Mark.